Hi everyone, it's Ange Milligan from emama.com.
Mom,
I'm just sitting out in the sandpit with my son. And my big son's inside with Triple J Hottest 100 on, which I have to get back to because I just love the countdown. I have done for many years now. That's a bit of a tradition for he and I. And him being 13, it's been much more fun. um, yeah, I just wanted to share my thoughts on Australia and what it is for me. I know that it gets a bit controversial at times, and I'm going to keep it pretty brief. But you know, my experience started when I was 4, and I arrived on a jet plane from Papua New Guinea, where I was born, and we flew into Perth, and I thought it was amazing because it had all these big buildings and the sparkly blue oceans and white sandy beaches. And we arrived at a hotel and had dinner, and when we went outside on the balcony they had all these amazing fireworks, and I thought it was my birthday. It was actually the 150th anniversary for WA. But how was I to know? Just a little 4-year-old. I then didn't actually move to Australia until I was 8 and a bit, 8.5. I sailed down on a yacht from Papua New Guinea with my parents. And, you know, from 8 to 15, I lived in the southwest of WA in beautiful forest country, just amazing. Karri trees, jarrah trees, big kangaroos, wet winters, hot summers, lovely. Um, it was a bit of a struggle sometimes because I felt quite isolated and really different to everybody. Maybe that was my upbringing, I don't know. But after that, I travelled and travelled. I travelled overseas first, but when I came back to Australia, I I landed sort of back in the southwest, but got a job working on the roadworks to pay off my travelling debt, my bank card, and which took me out to the desert, the Nullarbor. I helped reseal the Nullarbor plain. I was the lollipop girl. Stop and go, woohoo! Um, which then connected me with people that took me to Northern Territory, and the NT is amazing. I spent 9 months in Kakadu National Park as a tours advisor, help desk girl, which meant that I got to have a lot of the free tickets and free seats whenever they were available to go as people would want me to go so that I could promote their tour in particular. So I got to see a lot of the NT via helicopters and aeroplanes and canoes and boats and fishing trips. And yeah, don't go over there. Sorry, it's my boy. There's some prickles. Yeah. Um, yes. I then met a really beautiful man of whom I spent, I don't know, 5 years with. And he and I travelled down the west coast, camping in a Subaru and tent, and we did all of, you know, Broome and Ningaloo and Shark Bay and Denham and Karratha and Geraldton and all the way down the coast. We then ended up flying after a brief stay in WA back to Queensland, where he was from. So I got to experience all of, you know, the Sunshine Coast, Mooloolaba, Maroochydore, all of that area. I love it. I love the sunshine. I love the water. I love the connectedness that Australians have in this very relaxed way. And, you know, even when you head south to, say, Melbourne, in the summertime, it's still got its water. It's cold and miserable in winter, much like Tassie. But Australians do have a beautiful connectedness, and for whatever all these other, I don't know, reasons to taint the celebration of Australia Day, I think let's focus on the good. We can't change what happened, but we can change how we are today and how we relate to people today. And I think that's what I want people to hear from me when I read these messages of bringing up the past. No, I haven't forgotten how we got here and what we took away from the Aborigines. Jabiru brought me the closest